I mean, I'm just going to put the thingy on there. The telly when it switches. It's taking its time. PlayStation's running a bit. Wham. Well, I got some tennis on at the minute. Oh, Kitrovic. I'm not saying some Slovakian name. There we are. So it's 5 minutes till kickoff. We left the button moon. We'll follow Mr. Spoon. But on the moon. I'll get that turned on. Whack the sound up a little bit. That's what I'd say. They expect Barcelona to win. Right, I'll tell you what, I'll put the build up on. Make sure you dislike, obviously. Get a few more views hopefully than last time on this one. But anyway, let's just stick this bit on.
We'll show you highlights from that before we go tonight. And here we are at the Camp Nou as well. The crowd coming in a lot later than normal, probably because there's no roof on most of the stadium. It's about time they put a lid on this place, Rio.
Yeah, I think they've got that in development. They've got a new stadium that's being built. They've just agreed, but yeah, I mean. The atmosphere that they create here is great. It'll get filled up once the whistle goes, I'm sure. But it's up to these players in the Arsenal shirts to manage their nerves, manage the occasion. Superstars they're amongst. The history of this stadium, the size of it, they've got to deal with that.
Well, that's the old Barcelona anthem. I've heard it many times as you walk out to the pitch, but it's really loud here, isn't it?
It is very loud. I like this song.
But they're the two teams just about in the tunnel. The Arsenal players are there, just one or two of the Barcelona team. And can you see any possible way that Arsenal can turn this around? Can the miracle happen here?
Well, you're hoping it can. I'm hoping it for the Arsenal. I'm hoping that it can. But we're talking about a team that are on a run of 37 wins. 37, they haven't lost in 37 games. 103 goals between the three front men. And, Arsenal coming off with the form they're coming off. It's a big ask. It's a massive ask, but if they do it, it will be a miraculous achievement.
As for Barcelona, I suppose the fact they're 2-0 up, we saw it perhaps in Manchester City last night. They perhaps won't know whether to stick and twist, but this team just like to go forward, don't they?
This team is relentless, and that's part of the great about this team. The greatness of this team, they're very, 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 very focused, and they've got a steeliness about them in terms of wanting to win games and steamroller teams. And they're looking to break records. There's individuals in this team that have got records to break. As a team, they've got records to break. The treble, they want to repeat that. So that's stuff that they're aiming for. They're focused, fully focused, and that's an area that Arsenal probably lack, that focusedness and that professionalism, maybe.
I saw Carlos, the kit man. He was a kit man when I was at the club 27 years ago. I saw him earlier. A lovely guy, and I think he's enjoying the way this team are playing their football. Give us a forecast, Ian. If you can guess the score tonight, what would you go for?
Well, the thing is, you have to give Neymar, Messi, and Suarez a goal each. So, you know what I mean? You're starting against Barcelona 3 down, but, hopefully the guys can keep it tight.
6-3?
I just hope that Arsenal can nick something. I really, really do. But it's looking slim. Yeah, I'd love Arsenal to nick a goal and really kind of put them under a little bit of pressure, and you'll see maybe the best of Barcelona. But I'd love to see Arsenal get something out of the game today. Give them a bit of confidence.
At the very least, let's see a magical game of football. The teams are on their way out. Commentary comes from Steve McManaman and Darren Fletcher.
Thanks, Gary. Good evening, everyone. What a privilege it is to be inside this cathedral of magical football tonight. The beautiful game wasn't invented here, but it's certainly been taken to a new level by this once-in-a-lifetime Barcelona team. The question is, are Arsenal taking a walk to the Champions League gallows, or is their greatest European night about to unfold in front of us here at the home of the European champions? No team has ever overturned a 2-goal deficit in a 2-leg Champions League knockout tie, and Barcelona haven't lost by 2 goals here since Bayern Munich won 3-0 in the semis 3 years ago. Well, it really is an all-star cast, isn't it? A group of football assassins who make you feel like you've been bludgeoned to submission by a silk handkerchief. What is in store tonight for Arsene Wenger at Arsenal? Well, all you really need to know is that Suarez, Neymar and Messi are starting tonight. Ter Stegen's in goal instead of Claudio Bravo. Gerard Piqué suspended, so French international Jeremy Mathieu plays alongside Mascherano. Rakitic, Iniesta and Busquets in midfield will supply the ammunition for the three amigos up front. And just to add to the Arsenal worry, Messi scored 9 times in his last 5 games. Barcelona as strong as they can be tonight. The referee tonight is Sergei Karasev from Russia. Andres Iniesta, the captain of Barcelona, his 111th Champions League appearance tonight. Not many have done it better. Arsenal will need a big performance from Laurent Koscielny, who's back in the team after 4 games out. It's a reshuffled Arsenal defence tonight. Hector Bellerin and Nacho Monreal are back after a rest on Sunday. Koscielny's return the most significant. The engine room is Elneny and Elneny. Coquelin left out by Arsene Wenger. 19-year-old Alex Iwobi is a surprise starter. Danny Welbeck preferred to Olivier Giroud. His work rate and pace, a key ingredient potentially, Steve, for Arsenal tonight.
Performances from every single one of them that Arsenal share tonight. We wish them all the best as Mesut Ozil goes through his routines.
Mesut Ozil, who's been here in El Clasicos with Real Madrid, and there's the great one. He's been in sparkling form since he scored the 2 goals in the first leg at the Emirates Stadium. Well, it looks like mission impossible. Feels like mission impossible, but Arsenal must believe tonight. Are we in for their greatest European comeback, or will they be picked apart by the best team on the planet? Burgundy and red for Barcelona, red and white for Arsenal, and it's simply essential, Steve, that Arsenal don't concede early.
Yeah, Barcelona have started really quickly, closing Arsenal down. Koscielny there, and Gabriel under a little bit of pressure, but this first goal might be important, of course it is.
Iniesta can send Suarez away for the first time. It's Messi, and Iniesta had carried on running. Here's Alba. And now Sergio Busquets, who really pulled the strings in central midfield in North London 3 weeks ago. Neymar. Alexis Sanchez, who is back here at the Nou Camp. You wonder whether it could be his night for Arsenal. Ozil, and now Bellerin, who's got forward on that right side for Arsenal, and shuffling across Jeremy Mathieu, who's in tonight for the suspended Gerard Piqué. It's Luis Enrique who scored against Arsenal in a European Cup tie at Wembley back in 1999. 8 years here as a player. He's on a similar path to Pep Guardiola, and he's had nothing but success so far. Ozil with the ball in towards Danny Welbeck. And it was Mascherano across for Barcelona, but promising there for Arsenal, and that will give them some early confidence.
Yeah, it's nice movement by Ozil and then by Danny Welbeck. With Mascherano saying it wasn't a corner, it was Danny Welbeck, I think, got his legs tied together here, but it was a good movement by Welbeck, and Ozil puts him in. And as you can see here, tries to get the shot away, but fluffs his lines away, and it comes off his other foot. And it certainly wasn't a corner.
The additional assistant should have had a yard away from that, should have had the view. So Arsenal with the first set piece of this game. And it's away by Mathieu. Here's Elneny. It's an Arsenal throw. Alexis Sanchez. Busquets able to play it forward, but Flamini is in there instead of Coquelin tonight, can step in for Arsenal, but this is where they're so dangerous. Neymar. Now Messi. Something here for Koscielny to do, and he does it well. It's a good night to get him back, isn't it, Laurent Koscielny?
Yeah, really important. Get him back there, get him communicating. Well, that was Flamini lost the ball and Barcelona pounced on them. Thankfully Arsenal got numbers back and sorted the danger out.
Contrasting form between the sides could be more marked. 4 straight wins since the first leg for Barcelona with 17 goals scored. 3 defeats in 5 for Arsenal. Their only win against Hull of the Championship in the FA Cup. The only disappointing aspect about the evening is the fact that it's been raining so heavily here in Barcelona. Lots of the seats are still empty around the new camp. You can get around 99,000 in when it's full, but quite a lot of people have stayed away because of the weather. The majority of the stadium uncovered, of course, here.
It's been a real pity, actually, the fact that so many empty seats. People in Barcelona have been telling us that it hasn't rained for so long, and then suddenly we're all in one day today, haven't we?
We've made up for it today. Here's Alexis Sanchez. Arsenal threatening again. Ozil's in there supporting. Busquets in the right place for the home side. And then Neymar is fouled. There are a couple in the Arsenal side who would be a yellow card away from suspension should they do the impossible tonight. Nacho Monreal and Mesut Ozil in the starting 11. Of course, Piqué suspended for Barcelona, but none of their players would be suspended with a yellow card tonight. Here's Luis Suarez, Gabriel, who's stayed in the team with Mertesacker on the bench, able to use his pace to get across. And Danny Welbeck is going to test himself against Jeremy Mathieu. I want to say though, Steve, it's been a confident start by Arsenal.
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez has started really well. Danny Welbeck given a little bit much to do then. It's not that quick. Yeah, it's a nice confident start, knocking the ball around okay, Arsenal.
What a space here for Ozil. And now Iwobi. What a big night it is for the teenager. Ozil was looking to play it in towards Welbeck. It's Mascherano back there. Here's the veteran Flamini, who's a holdover from the time that Barcelona played Arsenal in the Champions League final. Hector Bellerin. Neymar stepped in and then he was fouled.
Yeah, that was Gabriel giving the ball away at that time. But they have to be a lot more secure when they have the ball, Arsenal. Barcelona, you'll give them time and you'll be able to pass the ball and move around. But they have to be very secure and make sure the passes stick. As we saw in the first leg, how quick Barcelona can break.
Iniesta with his former teammate Alexis Sanchez over there. kick and got it. They can't give them time to settle on the ball in midfield tonight. That was one of the big problems in the first leg, wasn't it? That those players in midfield, the three of them in there, just found too much time and space when they got the ball.
Fleming was in his right to go for that. He has to put pressure on them. No problem with that. See if he can nick something in there.
So gallops forward from centre back and feeds Iniesta. It's Neymar. Sergio Busquets. First time from Messi to Rakitic and then back to Messi, and the flag straight down against Suarez, and they're trying to walk it in. Well, the flag eventually went up, Steve, but that was ridiculously late.
Yeah, Luis Suarez looked offside. To see it again. He's got 4 yards offside.
I immediately looked down to the assistant.
And he had his flag was down.
Yeah.
I think he waited, let until Luis Suarez touched the ball. That's when his flag went up. You can see he was way offside.
It's Messi. With Iniesta. Jordi Alba forward from left back. We'll see lots of that tonight. Dani Alves down the other side. Came in there from Bellerin. Concentration is going to be so important, particularly amongst those four at the back.
There's the challenge. Shelby on Messi again. Nothing wrong with that. Just let them know that you're there.
Rakitic, who's played more games than anybody else for Barcelona so far this season. Bellerin back there. Away by Mascherano. Quickly done by Busquets to Dani Alves.
It's a lovely Clemente, Sergio Busquets.
Iniesta. Busquets has it nicked off him there by Mesut Ozil, and this is where Arsenal will try and punish Barcelona. Danny Welbeck's up there. Elneny's arriving as well. Ozil might not need anybody.
Really great idea, Flex, wasn't it? He was trying to bend it into that far corner. Danny Welbeck slips, and that's what helps him. He tries to use Danny Welbeck to whip it in. Just doesn't get enough bend on it at all. Goes quite flat at the end. Arsenal go quick. That was a mistake from Andres Iniesta. It was a poor ball to Sergio Busquets. There's another mistake there, Ter Stegen.
That's the pressing.
Nearly knocks it out to play.
Where's he won't be playing on the left?
Doesn't usually faze them too much, though, does it, beyond the misplaced pass, even when they're around their own penalty area. The theory was that they might well be man for the slaughter here tonight in the new camp Arsenal, but the opening 10 minutes offer real hope. Although they've got some defending to do now as it's in towards Neymar and just slightly off target from Jordi Alba.
Yeah, Neymar just ran off the back of Flamini. Wanted it earlier. Just overhit.
I suppose one of the big keys for Arsenal tonight, Steve, is they've got to get the balance right, haven't they, between pushing on and trying to get the goal, bearing in mind they need at least 2 of them, and also keeping it tight enough at the other end so they don't fall too far behind in the match. Messi searches out Neymar and finds him. To Bellerin across. Messi, back to Neymar. Iniesta was around too, and Elneny got there.
Why? What's that other one? Look at the Arsenal fans.
When you don't close down Arsenal, they have to do it sensibly. You can't just run and you need your friend behind you, your teammate, to make sure he's closing down at the same time. Otherwise, you're just using energy up.
There's Dani Alves. Suarez is looking to play back into it. So want it back for Barcelona. Messi. Neymar, Jordi Alba. Really important intervention from Gabriel. Danger still not clear. Messi this time.
Does Gabriel understand what they're
Foul on Iwobi, which will just give Arsenal time to get things back under control and regain a bit of composure.
Said it in the first leg, Flex, they have to be really careful down the left-hand side of Barcelona, the right-hand side of Arsenal, because Alexis Sanchez doesn't want to defend. Jordi Alba wants to get forward all the time, and he's run off the back of him about 2 or 3 times. I know he's thinking about counter-attacking Alexis Sanchez and want to go forward, but he has to do the dirty work. He has to work hard and close that space down, otherwise they'll be undone.
6-0 win against Getafe on Saturday extended Barcelona's unbeaten run to 37 matches. And there are 1 or 2 heart-in-the-mouth moments when you're a Barcelona supporter, when you see them play for the penalty area like that, but it usually tends to come off. Here's Lionel Messi. Dani Alves running beyond him. Messi looking to curl one into the Arsenal box. It was dealt with by Elneny.
Is that Iwobi? That's a good way. Where's he from?
It's Mattia Flamini.
Good ball.
He spots the run here of Bellerin. Defensive ball. Might well have paid dividends for Arsenal.
Yeah, and it was actually quite an easy ball for Iwobi. Just vastly overhit it. This is Ter Stegen. Look how cool he is. Has another touch. There we go again.
You see quite a lot of outfield players in a lot
think
of teams who aren't as comfortable on the ball as the Barcelona goalkeeper.
What I love, Lex, is when you look at them, Neymar, Suarez and Messi are right up top. So there's loads of space in the centre of the pitch to play the way out. They do not panic at all, do they? The ultimate trust in the teammates.
Here's Messi working off the right side for Barcelona. Now Rakitic, who opened the scoring in the Champions League final against Juventus last season. Iwobi's in there for Arsenal. He's made a confident start, hasn't he, for one so young. Big stage for him tonight, Alex Iwobi. Here's the pace of Hector Bellerin in evidence. Getting away from Jordi Alba, and Jeremy Mathieu had slotted in.
Jordi Alba's not slow, is he?
Now Alexis Sanchez. Mohamed Elneny. Shooting opportunity again for Arsenal. It's the second opportunity they've had from that kind of range. And just like the first one from Ozil, just slightly off target.
Good sign, really, isn't it?
It wasn't a bad hit though. He has to have a goal, doesn't he? Especially in these conditions. Ter Stegen was across, but when it's wet and slippery, moved it a little bit wide. See what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a bit of movement off the ball, wasn't he, to try and bend it in there, the outside.
Still waiting for his first goal for Arsenal since arriving from Basel in January. Tonight would be a good night, wouldn't it? Here's Neymar, wonderful skill. Now Messi, Nacho Monreal across this side for Arsenal. Iniesta. Dani Alves. Messi. Jordi Alba, Andres Iniesta. Nacho Monreal in there ahead of Rakitic. A 37-match unbeaten run that they're on, Steve. They've outscored the opposition 117 to 20 during that time. Slightly lopsided. They've not lost since October the 3rd when Sevilla were able to beat them. Here they come forward in Messi. Oh, what a touch!
Oh, what a save!
Vital save by Ospina.
What a save!
The touch from Messi sublime. The save from Ospina vital.
You talk about staying alive and alert all the time. Incredible ball by Neymar. Wonderful touch, as you rightly said. Look at Messi's movement. He's gone. Put on a plate. Touch sublime. Incredible save. Incredible save by Ospina. I think it just hits him. But he's
Great save.
diving that way. Lovely touch. You just expected the net to bustle, but bang. Good stop by Espina.
Very fast.
In goes the Barcelona corner, which was a free header for Mathieu. And they've got to mark better than that from set pieces. They got away with one there.
He just walks
What
off
did
Messi
you do?
Ozil.
Barcelona with two on the corner.
See, it's just behind Ozil. It was a real poor header by the centre defender. You'd expect him to be better. There's the chance again. Lovely ball by Neymar. Touch. Great save. Kept him on the tie.
If they do score the first goal here, Barcelona, it doesn't change the dynamic too much. And if Arsenal want to win tonight, they're still going to score 3 times, haven't they? And of course, the 3 away goals would trump the 2 that Barca got in the Emirates. We might be getting a little bit carried away and ahead of ourselves in terms of how the game might pan out. But the point I'm trying to make, Steve, is that if Barcelona do score first, it's not curtains as far as Arsenal are concerned. Here they come though with Neymar, and Neymar's in! And they can't stop it this time! And it's the old combination that pays off for Barcelona, and Neymar on target to extend the lead for the European champions.
Yeah, match time from Arsenal, giving the ball away. Fletcher, don't know whether Suarez was offside. He was just looked as if he was coming back from an offside position. We'll have to see it again, but real sloppy play by Arsenal. Goalkeeper throws a wonderful save in like that. A minute later, they give the ball away. The 1 down. See there, I don't know whether he was offside, but that's a lovely, lovely pass by Luis Suarez. Simple enough, and he slots it away past the Espina. But it all came from an Arsenal ball pass out of defence, giving the ball back to Barcelona in a dangerous area, and they pounced quickly, and that's what happens.
Neymar's 26th goal of the season. He's the junior partner in the big 3 in terms of scoring goals. Well, they've got their noses in front. They've extended the aggregate lead now to 3. And we can test that theory that I was just talking about. What might happen if Barcelona score the first goal? They've got the first goal really, Steve, without getting anywhere near top gear as yet.
Arsenal give the ball away. You couldn't see on the replay against the Spanish direct team. He never took it back far enough. And Bellerin had pushed up because Arsenal had the ball. Suddenly they've turned the ball over. Bellerin's out of position. Neymar's free as a bird. And that's what happens.
Team, aren't they, that even when they score a relatively straightforward goal as they just have through Neymar, there's a certain elegance about it. There's Sergio Busquets standing Welbeck in quickly for Arsenal. They can't panic despite conceding the goal early.
Well, it's going to be a long road night for Arsenal now, Fletch. See, Ozil just got him closed down. It's a waste of time. He has to listen to his teammates.
Neymar, who was just able to roll away from Elneny. Now Dani Alves. Rakitic to Messi. Here's Iniesta. Busquets, Alves, now Messi. Messi on the move, spots the space here for Jordi Alba, and there's lots of it. In it goes towards Suarez and away by Elneny. Bellerin back there doing the defending job on the Iniesta. He can't lose it there. Well done by Alexis Sanchez, and Arsenal now on the move. Iwobi. Monreal's getting forward to join in. Here is Nacho Monreal. And Rakitic He tracked the Arsenal run all the way from his midfield position, intercepts it and clears it.
Yeah, it was just a wrong choice of pass, wasn't it? First to Iwobi, and then Iwobi goes further wide to Monreal. He has to be a little bit more decisive. Try and commit somebody through the middle.
There's Iwobi again, who made his Champions League debut this season in the heavy defeat that Arsenal suffered in Munich against Bayern. Mascherano in. Iwobi was looking to feed it through there towards Mesut Ozil.
Touch by Alexis. See Sergio Busquets.
Spent 3 years here, Alexis Sanchez. He's had a good season individually in the Champions League as well. 3 goals and 6 assists in the Champions League matches that he's been involved in, and they need a big performance from him tonight.
See, now once they're in this position, they should be able to get out. The pitch is so big, and if one Arsenal player slacks off, and that goal was Alexis Sanchez, he wasn't picking Iniesta up. He can just get out really comfortably.
Here's Iniesta. Dani Alves. Messi. Javier Mascherano. And now with Jeremy Mathieu. Neymar up against Bellerin. Busquets. Dani Alves. Messi will receive it anywhere. Now Elneny for Arsenal. Iwobi with the layoff for Danny Welbeck. We can have a run here at Javier Mascherano, but Mascherano stands his ground and didn't dive in, won the ball back. Nacho Monreal. Rakitic in there for Barcelona, and they won it back far too easily, and then Suarez with the raking ball across towards Neymar, and that was a really important header by Gabriel. Now Alexis Sanchez. Mesut Ozil. Elneny. Bellerin's got a bit of space. The opportunity to send it in here towards Danny Welbeck, who's got both Dani Alves and Javier Mascherano around him. Flannery then will win Arsenal the corner.
This is a big opportunity for Arsenal set piece. The first corner was delivery was poor. But when you see the size of the Arsenal, certainly Koscielny, Gabriel, they're getting picked up by Dani Alves and Mascherano. You would think that's a mismatch straight away.
There's a chance for Flannery to hit one, maybe. Elneny teed him up, and he let it go. A couple of goals this season, both came in the same game against Tottenham in the League Cup before Christmas. Slightly off target with that one.
It wasn't a bad hit, actually. See how Barcelona play out here, Fletch. It's all too easy, isn't it? I mean, Arsenal are not even closing down. They've got numbers there, they've got the right share today, but they're actually not doing anything to put any pressure on the ball.
There seems to be a real reluctance when teams play Barcelona to overcommit in trying to win the ball back, and it allows them to play out from the back really easily, as we've seen on numerous occasions over the 2 legs so far. Here's Ozil. Mascherano coming across for Barcelona. Straight into the chest of Dani Alves. Here's Rakitic. Gabriel had dived in on Suarez, but Bellerin was there. Well, 8 on the trot since Valentine's Day, this Barcelona side. They're 8 points clear at the top of La Liga. Arsenal have never managed to get a win on this ground. The best they've done was a draw in '99, the first time they came here in European competition. Malaga were the last team to beat Barcelona here at the new camp. For that matter as well, stop them scoring here. That was 13 months ago. Not the place you want to be when you've got to overturn a 2-0 deficit from the first leg. There's Neymar. Ivan Rakitic. Suarez was waiting to be teed up. Rakitic went himself. Jordi Alba. Little run through from Alba, and then the block made by Elneny. Now you see him, now you don't. He just goes past the Arsenal defenders and into the box.
Just kicks it past them through the legs of Bellerin. They're flat-footed. They're so dangerous going forward, aren't they? They're an incredible team to watch and impossible to stop.
It's Messi, who's the hardest of all of them to stop. Floats one in here towards Luis Suarez. Bellerin with a touch. Suarez keeps it in. All defending for Arsenal to do, which is done by Hector Bellerin at the expense of a Barcelona corner. He's come across to take the corner. Neymar's there as well. Ball's here for Suarez. Strange corner that they took. Elneny away. Suarez can have a run here at Bellerin. Still go and swing it in towards Rakitic, away by Elneny, and then further cleared by Danny Welbeck. You don't often see a corner, Steve, where two players come out and you've got the left-footed option or the right-footed option, which we have there with Messi and Neymar.
I think it's just to drag two Arsenal players out as well, and it evaded most people in the box. It nearly found its way to Mathieu again.
They were both actually stood off the pitch, weren't they? Keep ball session involving Rakitic and Alba.
It's up to Arsenal, isn't it, Fletch? It's up to Arsenal to go and win the ball back.
Mathieu can play Jordi Alba in, and Suarez is forward, and so is Neymar, and here come Barcelona again. David Ospina with a save, and they just opened Arsenal up with that excellent ball from Jeremy Mathieu.
Yeah, Arsenal have been caught a couple of times with a simple ball over the top. That shouldn't really happen. It's fine if they cut through you with wonderful play, but a 30-yard ball over the top of you.
Iwobi, sloppy from Arsenal. Neymar nicks it back. Messi in a more central position this time. There's a collector's item, a heavy touch by Neymar. A really poor ball by Elneny, and now Messi can have a run. Gabriel tracks him across there. Oh, Rakitic, Busquets. And Neymar found lots and lots of space out there on the left. Steve says they make the pitch so wide and they move it from side to side with so much regularity. They'll start down the right, move it to the left, and come back again and move teams around all the time. Should be a free kick and a yellow card against Mathieu Elneny for the challenge on Iniesta.
He just barges into the back of them.
No card though, is it?
Right in front of the referee. Here's the ball, Fletchby ball. Just a simple one over the top. Bellerin gets caught. Thankfully, Ospina makes a decent enough save.
Giving a mare here.
So big night tonight, the big night tomorrow night as well. It's the Europa League dominating things tomorrow night. Manchester United against Liverpool. BT Sport Europe HD from 7:30. United 2-0 down from the first leg at Anfield. At the same time, on BT Sport 1 HD, Tottenham against Borussia Dortmund, and Spurs in an even deeper hole. They're 3-0 down from the first leg in Germany. Here's Andres Iniesta. Suarez, who's the top scorer for Barcelona this season. He's 6 goals ahead of Lionel Messi at this stage, despite the little spurt that Messi's been on. Wonderful skill, and then floated through towards Neymar, away by Bellerin. But the majority of the Arsenal defending is pretty much last-ditch stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, that again. It's just floating off the back of Bellerin. I don't know whether they pinpointed that area. The 3 now at the back there as well.
And Suarez tees up Messi. It was Gabriel who got it behind and out for the corner. Close control, the movement around the penalty area when they've got it makes it so hard.
Yeah, I mean it is really difficult. You're up here trying to show how Arsenal can get back into this game, but as we well know, this team have been for such a long time. Everybody tried something different to beat them and they can't.
Here goes Neymar's corner. Has found its way through to Mathieu again. The Arsenal marking not the best back there.
I think defensively Arsenal have been really poor tonight.
Chose to go with Gabriel and Koscielny as his central defensive pair. Mertesacker on the bench. Here's Danny Welbeck. And now Iwobi, who's got the other side of Mascherano, went down. And the Russian referee immediately signalled for the Arsenal youngster to get to his feet.
He certainly looked as if he clipped the back of his heels and always ran across him. See Arsene Wenger gesticulating down on the touchline. He thinks it was a penalty and he wants the penalty. It might have been accidental, but it was certainly contact. It looked like a penalty, I must admit. Catches the back of him. It's in the box, just what does he kick us to the floor? He certainly thinks it's a penalty. It won't be. Let's have a look here. There, and now he kicks his heel. I don't know whether he caught Mascherano's leg prior to that.
Yeah, he's just been shown a yellow card as well, Steve, for protesting. The game's been stopped for a clash off the ball involving Elneny. Gabriel then, while he was seeing the replay, confronted the referee about the fact that Arsenal didn't get that decision at the other end and was immediately shown a yellow card. So the Arsenal centre-back is the second Arsenal player to go in the book tonight after Flamini. There's another one of those diagonal balls out towards Neymar, which they're trying a lot against Bellerin. It's a difficult task when you're at full strength, but when you think about the players who aren't here with Arsenal tonight, the likes of Petr Cech and Aaron Ramsey, Santi Cazorla, Jack Wilshere, all big game players who might well have been able to tip the tie in their favour, or certainly make it more competitive. Here's Luis Suarez. It's going to be an Arsenal free kick. Let's bring in Howard Webb, who's with us here in Barcelona tonight, just to talk us through this, Howard, that we're seeing on the screen now, involving Mascherano and Iwobi.
Yes, Darren, I think Iwobi's really quite unfortunate there. He's definitely been caught by Mascherano. Doesn't have to be intentional, he just got a little bit too close, and you see his foot comes up, just catches Mascherano, but actually Mascherano's the one who's too close. He's careless, causes him to clip his own heel and go down, but that's a penalty. It's just on the line, so it should be a penalty kick.
Thank you, Howard. Always great to have Howard with us on nights like this, so we can work out what's right and what's wrong. Nacho Monreal to Ozil, and now Danny Welbeck. Good position this for Arsenal. Nacho Monreal. In it goes towards Alexis Sanchez, and Rear defending at the far post for Jordi Alba. There's Bellerin. Only got Welbeck to pick out. Iwobi's in there too now. And Iwobi gets the shot away. And it was rising high the moment it left the boot.
It wasn't a bad opportunity at all, or was it? I just felt that if he would have attacked it here, Iwobi, he might have got on to the end of the first one. But as he's done that, he's just blazed it. Just blazed it. Right, got underneath it.
There are 3 or 4 decent half chances, haven't they? But these are the kind of nights where you've got to take one of those.
One of them has to go in, just to build that bit of pressure. They'll feel that they got away with it. They're not getting that penalty.
Here's Ozil. Gets away from Mascherano this time. Now, can he pick someone out? Alexis Sanchez, and now Elneny.
How's that not
They
four?
took too long, and Matteo was able to get his body in the way. 2 or 3 of them there, Steve, had the chance to pull the trigger.
Yeah. And Elneny's first touch was big and wide. He took it to a worse angle as well. Closed the angle of the pitch down, allowed Matteo to get back in.
He was trying to get Monreal in. Stegen's not sure whether he can pick it up or not. There's Messi, away from Iwobi. Now Iniesta. Neymar's making the run. Iniesta gives it to Neymar. You can see what he wanted to do. He just couldn't quite get the power on the finish. Now Mesut Ozil. Alexis Sanchez on one side of him. Danny Welbeck on the other. Sanchez hits it straight at Jordi Alba. Ozil. Hector Bellerin up from full-back into Alexis Sanchez. That's the best chance Arsenal have had.
Should have scored. Should have scored against his own team. Lovely ball in. Floats off the back of Matteo. Great opportunity. And he just heads it wide. One of these has to go. And that was the best of the lot. Just fades wide in the end.
That bounce, isn't it?
Iniesta can bring Barcelona forward. He's not been in the best of form in terms of scoring goals. Alexis Sanchez, 4 in 21 for club and country, which is not like him. Here's Neymar. Barcelona with just the 1 goal so far, but the last couple of minutes have brought a couple of promising opportunities at the other end for Arsenal, who now know they've got to score 3. Here's Dani Alves. Away by Koscielny. And now Iwobi. Now Ozil. Iwobi's carried on his run. Danny Welbeck's here too. Here's Welbeck. Iwobi. Back towards Welbeck. Really nicely done by Arsenal. Mascherano got there to do just enough at the end of it all, but that's a really flowing move down the Arsenal left.
Again, really nice positive play. Danny Welbeck, lovely 1-2 with Iwobi. Just couldn't wrap his foot around it, as you said. Mascherano just does enough there.
So coming up after the games tonight, the Europa League tomorrow, the Champions League quarter-final draw, BT Sport Europe HD, 11 o'clock on Friday, and the Europa League quarter-final draw is on BT Sport Europe HD from noon on Friday. Manchester City at this stage look like they're going to be the only English representation in the draw for the last 8 of this competition. Here's Elneny for Arsenal. Ozil. To Dani Alves, the intended ball to try and get Nacho Monreal in. Messi to Neymar. Now Messi. Almost almost found his way through. It didn't seem to be any possible way that he could navigate his way through there, and he almost managed to do it.
The thing is, that stemmed from Messi giving the ball away. Elneny does enough, puts him off.
There's Andres Iniesta. Messi had just looked to try and make a run off Monreal. Now Neymar. Iniesta. Arsenal have all of their outfield players in defensive positions, but they still manage to get it through towards Suarez.
Hector Bellerin, this side gets caught again. Just a simple in and round the back of him. If it's not Neymar catching him out, it was Suarez that time. Has to be more alert, Fletch.
Bellerin straight to Mathieu. Now Alexis Sanchez. Ozil. Alves coming across, he's back in towards Alexis Sanchez, and this time it was Mascherano. Iniesta to Suarez, effortless ball forward. Suarez has seen the run of Neymar, Messi was around too, Gabriel stepped in for Arsenal.
He got caught in two minds, Suarez, to poke one through to Neymar or give it to Messi.
Mathieu away, and then helped further on by Jordi Alba. Here's Ozil. What Arsenal would give for a goal before half-time.
Mixing round with it again.
There's Messi. Suarez had made the run and might well have been offside had the ball got through. So also to let you know, coming up this weekend, we've got Everton against Arsenal on BT Sport 1 HD and Ultra HD as well. 12 noon, the build-up starts on Saturday. Here's an Arsenal change, Steve. Mathieu Flamini off just before half-time, and Coquelin coming on. It's like for like in terms of the change, but pretty sure that has to be an injury at this stage.
Yeah, it has to be an injury, doesn't it? It has to be an injury to add to the lengthy list, unfortunately, for Mathieu Flamini.
A little surprised when Coquelin's name wasn't on the team sheet to start with, but he's on before half-time. Of course, that Neymar goal in the first half here mean that the goals, totals and statistics continue to rise. It's 104 between them now this season. Well on the way to beating last season's 122 for the three of them. It's also the 95th they've scored at home this season in 25 games in all competitions.
Morata just takes about 3 players on.
Really is a phenomenal
Quadrado.
List of goal-scoring feats that we see, and they might be in for another one. Well, it could have been had there been a little bit more composure from Luis Suarez, who got Messi going one way and Neymar the other. Into the additional time here at the end of the first half. Here's Iwobi, who's been one of the bright spots, I think, for Arsenal. Starting here at 19. And he's not been phased at all by the occasion, has he, Iwobi?
No, he's certainly done all right, and with Monreal, he's kept Dani Alves and Messi quite quiet down this side. So there's another ball.
He's just come on, giving it away. Oh, Iniesta, Messi. Coquelin slowed him up, but didn't completely stop him. Oh, we see the twinkling feet of Messi. Iniesta, Messi. Suarez. And that brings to the end the first half, almost marked by a second Barcelona goal, but they've just got the one so far, which was scored by Neymar, having been set up by Suarez. But there were opportunities in the first half for Arsenal, the best of them falling to Alexis Sanchez, who really should have done better with a header that he glanced wide. But Arsenal have to find 3 goals at least in the second half. Half-time here in the Nou Camp. Barcelona 1, Arsenal 0.
So Barcelona have the edge at half-time. It's still all to play for. Arsenal have had their opportunities. It could have been better. But a little bit of Neymar magic has given Barca the lead. But was this a penalty? Controversial moment. Much to discuss at half-time with Rio Ferdinand and Ian Wright.
This programme is brought to you by Nissan, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
The next goal will be huge. The challenge is on for United and for Spurs too. The UEFA Europa League last 16 second leg, exclusively live on BT Sports.
TSB was built to help ordinary local people right across Britain to thrive. And they believe that the best way to do that is by working in partnership with each other and with their customers. That's why they call all their staff partners, and why they reward them when they do as much as they can to actively help people, not when they just sell them things. And why they created their famous Plus account with all that lovely plusness.
Good morning, little glass.
Morning.
Is it true just 150 millilitres of Tropicana is high in vitamin C, contains vitamin B9, the juice of 1.5 oranges, and is one of my 5 a day?
Yeah.
You are good, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, now you're just showing off. Tropicana, a little glass, has a lot of what you need.
Here at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, when it comes to our branch locations, you get the sausage and the sizzle.
He means we have a large network.
Not only can you find Enterprise throughout the UK, we're also all over Europe.
Come on.
We're always going the extra mile. Tom, go long! T-shirt cannon, you do the math.
Maths.
Come give Enterprise a try.
Wherever you are, we'll be there. Bob's your uncle.
Who's Bob? My uncle is Tony.
It's UK car hire.
With U.S. customer service.
Only at Burger King you can get a double cheeseburger for only $1.29. That's right. Get a double cheeseburger or a chili double cheeseburger for only $1.29. Only at Burger King.
Formula One, coming soon on Channel 4.
This is a cat. And this is a live photo of a cat. Live photos are more than just photos. They come alive when you touch them. And then they go back to still when you let go. So every time you take a picture, you get more than just a photo. You get to relive the moment. Because it teleports you through space and time. I'm kidding. Time travel's dangerous.
New Walker's Tear and Share. Delicious thicker cut crisps in a bag that turns into a bowl.
Left himself wide open to fence there, Jimmy.
Sloppy owl. New Walker's Tear and Share. A bag of crisps that turns into a bowl of crisps.
The Cheltenham Festival. Obviously this year is very different for me. Now it's all about enjoying the racing and the atmosphere from the stands. And of course backing the right horse at the right price.
This Cheltenham Festival, William Hill won't be beaten on price. Bet with William Hill every morning of the festival between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. You'll be getting the best price available on every horse in every race that day. Available to all William Hill customers, online, on mobile and in shop.
I'm no longer in the saddle, but I'm still in the race with William Hill.
When the fun stops, stop.
brought to you by Gazprom, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
Welcome back to the Camp Nou. We've seen some exhilarating football in the first half, and it's fair to say from both sides, Rio.
Yeah, it must have been grabbing Arsenal. You have to give them credit. They've come here, they've played, they've created a few opportunities. They haven't sat back and tried to just defend. They've shown a lot of personality. I mean, obviously they went 1-0 down. They had a couple of chances before that. If they'd really put the ball away, it would have been different. But
here is that Barca goal, and magical bit of football it was too. Suarez may be offside there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's punished. You make a mistake, these guys punish. Look at the press. This is a fundamental part of Barcelona's success over the last few years. Closing you down in the opponent's third of the pitch, winning the ball and being clinical. This is where the front three are different from anybody else. They get the opportunities like this, they take them, change the game.
Neymar's shown some beautiful bits of play in that first half. Now, should Arsenal have had a penalty? Howard Webb thinks it was.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was. And Welby's having a fantastic game. I'm really pleased with him. But if you watch Mascherano at any stage, he's not made any motion to try and challenge him.
Contact, if any.
If anything, it's come. Welby's maybe clipped his shin, and then his legs caught himself. But
I think he's just tripped himself over.
I don't think he's done it on purpose. He might have got a little something here. Something might have happened there, because that's where he then clips himself, I think. So it's unlucky. It's unlucky because I'd like to stay on his feet and see if he can get a shot in, because he's about our most dangerous player at the moment.
Yeah, you can see it there. Arsenal will be fuming about that. And he's in the box. You expect a penalty if you go down.
Okay, Arsenal chances, they've had one or two. You've got to take advantage of them when you get them, though.
Exactly. Just as Barcelona got the opportunities, they took them. This was before the first goal. He's always got runners running past him, uses them as decoys, and has a strike. At the other end, they score. That's the difference.
Look, he needs to go bang.
Why is he taking a touch there, right?
I'm not sure why Elneny's taking a touch there. It's laid into him really nicely. He's just got it that first time on the target. But, Sanchez there, coming back here, he would have loved to have scored. And that's an unbelievable chance for him.
Yeah. But it does show you, though. It shows you that you do get opportunities here, but you have to take your chances at the right times.
Well, Barcelona have had their magical moments as well. There was one bit of play where Messi nearly scored an extraordinary goal. Wonderful pass from Neymar.
Neymar's pass here, but the touch with two men around him. Now, I thought he might have taken it, just dinked it or something, but the power that he's hit it with, I think that's it off Spina on the shoulder.
It's a great save,
whichever it is. It's a fantastic save from Spina, but you'll have to say from Messi, it's a miss.
As a defender, sometimes you just say, you know what, that was great. I couldn't do much about it. The positions they took up were okay, but
in the rain, there's a 30-yard pass, two players next to him, killed it dead.
I love it.
It was quite something. Lots to look forward to in the second half. Make sure you join us for that. Arsene Wenger's got a few words to say to his players. Keep going, have a go, and you never know. Well, we do really, but you never know.
This program is brought to you by Nissan, UEFA Champions League sponsor.
He's won 1 point something million, and then recently he's won 100 and something million.
And it's brilliant, always pumped up. Oh, what a brilliant finish.
A simple goal, but a super goal.
I am 94 years old. I don't have any rules. They're just a waste of time. No trends, no rules. Someone once told me, you're not pretty, and you'll never be. But it doesn't matter. You have style.
New DS3, driven by style.
FC and stuff There's always, because they're the two biggest supporters.
Make the most of your bank holiday with Carling.
FC have about 3,000 fans.
Joel's like me as a child. He loves climbing. My dad built my brother and I a tree house when we were small, and I want to give Joel the same sort of fun that we had. Never attempted anything quite on this scale before. In your own little space is important for children.
When you use Rick's 1 hour click and collect, we'll check your order to make sure you've got exactly the right product to do your project right. Why? Because these are our homes. Rick's, let's do it right.
There you go, love.
Oh, lovely. Thanks very much.
Oh, you can't have ketchup.
What do you mean?
You can't. I'm sorry, excuse me, you can't use the basket.
What's that?
But these girls just ran through, so I don't understand.
Some people can come in, some people can't.
Are you joking?
That's nonsense.
I know.
You have to find an alternative route.
No, I don't want to. If he's going up, I want to go up.
He's allowed to go up.
Why?
None of us like to be told we can't do something. It's the same for the elections in your area in May. If you're not registered, you can't vote. Register online by the 18th of April.
Get ready for the off with Betfair's fantastic Cheltenham offer. This Cheltenham Festival, back a winner and get a free bet on every race. So get ready for the exciting, the nail-biting and the tension-heightening. Back a winner and get a free bet. Visit Betfair today. Betfair. Tap, tap, boom.
So I get this mega-mongous gas bill, and I think if only there was some fantastic website where you can check out every single supplier, all the cool deals. Fantastic. Where they make it a doddle to switch without any rigmarole. No rigmarole. Fantastic.
Go compare. You'll realize what you could save by going there. Yes, you know you want to save on your hot water. Nothing quite compares to those.
You may not know this, but hearing loss is surprisingly common. Luckily, we can help. Specsavers is the #1 high street provider of hearing aids. We helped over 100,000 people hear better last year. Our tiny digital hearing aids offer great Specsavers value, and we give you 2, plus a free hearing test and free aftercare. And best of all, we offer to fit your hearing aids the same day as your test, so you can hear better straight away. For a free hearing test, call 0800 121 7766 or book online.
Dizemos não ao racismo. 9 sobre racismo. Nem till racismo. No al racismo. No to racism. No al racismo.
No, you don't want him.
Oh, are you ready for this one? Oh, Pellegrino.
No.
That is... What, I don't know why they want Pellegrino. You'd think they'd want someone that's going to be like...
This programme is brought to you by Gazprom, UEFA Champions League
You are
sponsor.
Arsenal new manager, either Ronald Koeman, Michel from Borussia Dortmund, or Frank de Boer and Dennis Bergkamp from Ajax.
Those are the half-time scores. Barcelona are leading Arsenal by a goal to 0. That's 3-0 on aggregate. But look at the other one. Bayern Munich 0, Juventus 2. Juventus now 4-2 head on aggregate. Goals from Pogba and Quadrado have given Juventus that supreme advantage there from one of the favourites to win the tournament this year, of course. Bayern Munich. But here, Arsenal have got a mountain to climb as they did before the game, and you would expect it's going to be really, really difficult.
Yeah, it definitely is, but at least they're going out with a fight. We watched the game last night. Dinamo Kiev came here like they didn't even want to be here. At least Arsenal was showing an intent to actually get amongst the Barcelona team, create a few chances. We'd love to see him a bit more clinical in front of goal. It'd be nice to see him get a goal tonight.
In terms of the morale for the rest of the season, it's important they continue in that vein in the second half.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. If they can carry on doing what they're doing, because like we've seen in the first half, Barcelona themselves are a little bit vulnerable. If we can be a little bit more, you know, I don't know, ruthless when we're going forward. Instead of trying to pick out Danny, trying to pick out Iwobi when we do get the chance to hurt them. And if they do that, maybe, you know what I mean, they've got a chance of getting some credibility out of the game. I can't see them winning the game, if I'm being totally honest.
They've got to take something. You've got to take something.
The problem they've had over the 2 legs is that they've had those opportunities. You know you're always going to get occasionally against Barcelona, but they've just not taken them.
Yeah, I mean, at this level, you come a cropper, and if you can't take the opportunities when they come and they arise and they come in front of you, then you don't deserve to progress in the tournament.
And the Trident just walking out onto the field of play. Not the 3 players you want to see appear in the tunnel when you're facing them at the Camp Nou. It's still drizzling here. It's been a pretty miserable evening, very unusual weather here. But let's rejoin our commentators for the second half, Steve McManaman and Darren Fletcher.
Thank you, Gary. Arsenal spent the whole of the 15 minutes between the halves warming up Francis Coquelin properly with one of the coaching staff. He came on just before half-time for Mathieu Flamini, so they took the opportunity to give him a full warm-up, so he should be ready to go at the start of this second half. Barcelona, who have won 4 of the last 10 Champions League finals, they've got to the quarter-finals or better 8 seasons in a row, and this season they're bidding to become the first side in 26 years to retain the Champions League. AC Milan were the last team to do it. And a lot of people have been speculating about whether it would be Bayern Munich's year or Barcelona's year. The score that we've seen so far from Munich tonight would strengthen Barcelona's role as favourites in the competition. Here's Neymar, who's got the only goal so far tonight. Now Dani Alves. Lionel Messi. Bellerin steps in, but Alba was quickly back to retrieve it for Barcelona. The throw-in, though, will go Arsenal's way. Apologies for 1 or 2 picture disturbances, by the way, in the first half. We're pretty confident we've worked through it, and they shouldn't appear in the second half. It's so wet and rainy here in Barcelona. It started about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's not stopped. That's why we've still got quite a few empty seats around the stadium. Here's Coquelin. A crumb of comfort for Arsenal. It's the fact that Barcelona have been a better first half team in recent times. They tended to be so far ahead at half time, they've been able to take the foot off the gas in the second. Here's Coquelin. Now Monreal. Iwobi. Coquelin's got forward here. Iwobi's still there. Now Hector Bellerin. Then it goes towards Alexis Sanchez, away by Alba, and then further away by Busquets. Monreal. Dani Alves has gone out there for Barcelona. Lauren Koscielny. Elneny. Sanchez looking to move away from Jordi Alba. Opens up a bit of space here for Bellerin. Neymar makes the tackle. Suarez, and Messi's on the move. Koscielny's got some ground to make up. And he's able to make up that ground, but you just feel in the stadium as that ball was played through to Messi, the crowd almost holding its breath, waiting for Messi to run onto it. Iwobi. Danny Welbeck had made the run ahead of him. Here is Welbeck. Alexis Sanchez. Iwobi. Promising again for Arsenal. The deflection took it just wide. Arsenal get the corner. It's not the first time they've managed to tee up a promising position in and around the Barcelona box.
No, it wasn't bad actually. Wasn't there, so shouting at Iwobi, but I think he was offside. He had to take the shot on. Eventually blocked.
Oh, El Hadi, whatever his name is, my striker.
Away by Suarez. There's Neymar. Comfortably away from Bellerin. And down goes Neymar. Alexis Sanchez wins the
oh my God, he's not booking him.
Going to be a yellow card as well for Alexis Sanchez. Piling up the goals 2016 Barcelona. They've got 66 now in 20 games and a half. There can't be a scoring ratio like that anywhere else in Europe at the moment. They've been even better since the turn of the year than they were pre-Christmas. An ominous sight, certainly for the teams in this competition. The Liga seems to be pretty much in the bag already. Elneny applying the pressure on Busquets. Heads on, Gabriel hits it for Arsenal. And then Bellerin to Alexis Sanchez. And now Mohamed Elneny!
Yes! Come on!
Here's the goal that Arsenal needed. And it's the first in Arsenal red and white for Elneny.
And what a lovely, lovely finish. Touchdown from Arsenal, closing down properly this time. Bunted Barcelona down and won the ball back. Lovely ball by Alexis Sanchez, and Elneny opens his body up. You can see what he's doing, bending it right to the top corner. Ter Stegen had no chance. Uses Busquets as a barrier of sorts. Bends it in. Lovely finish.
Well, it's a goal that any of Barcelona's big three would have been proud of. Is it a try-turner for Arsenal? Iniesta in towards Suarez, and a speeder alive for the situation.
The thing is, he just gets now Barcelona on the toes a bit. Which is what you wanted in the first half.
Well, they came out needing 3, now they just need the 2. And they had chances first half as well, and Alexis Sanchez scored with a header, which was probably the best one that they fashioned. And it really would be back on a knife edge. Will be that way now if Arsenal can score the next goal in the match. Alexis Sanchez was caught by Iniesta. If they needed some belief and needed an injection of confidence, that goal from Elneny should have given it to them. Alexis Sanchez, Bellerin read his intentions.
I'll tell you who they are raving about who's on loan at the minute. Jean Tunal. He's on loan at Birmingham. They reckon he's very... They reckon he's very, very good. 6'1". 6'1", scores goals. Tank.
The accuracy. Great goal by Elneny.
He was at Birmingham this year.
Fucking one from Charlton.
Freiburg.
He went from Freiburg left midfield.
Yeah, I was going to say, they used to play him out wide, didn't they?
Because when he was at Arsenal,
he played in Cam and out wide, I always
played in Cam, and then they had right back for us, didn't they? Stuck him there for a bit.
Well, there's the Rakitic.
Right back, and then they played left midfield.
And Monreal.
And all of a sudden they come back and
in the way.
He's always been there, hasn't he?
Maybe moved down.
Arsene Wenger's 183rd game in the Champions League tonight. 16 successive seasons into the last 16.
That thing is pretty good though, that.
For the past 5 years in a row, they've gone out at this stage.
Where's the German or something?
That Gnabry, everyone thought he was going to...
Frank didn't get a game at West Brom, did he? Where's he gone?
Away by Monreal.
They brought him back from West Brom, didn't they?
Rakitic.
He won't get a game, is he?
Good football, really.
He's not quite been the fluency, though, about Barcelona's passing since the restart.
Barca are rattled here.
Arsenal just need to keep this same type
Just
of
as long as
tempo.
Arsenal fans know you will not be playing
Keep the pressure on right now. Alexis Sanchez nicks it back from Jordi Alba. Welbeck trying to get into a good position.
As long as Arsenal fans know you will not play like this on Saturday at 12. You'll be absolutely free.
Lost out to Rakitic. Monreal to Coquelin.
Look at this, look.
Arsenal play well. Bellerin.
Yes, very good.
Sanchez.
Yeah, help him then.
Away by Jeremy Mathieu for Barcelona.
It's fine, that was 2 or 3 times he's done it now.
There's Jordi Alba. Busquets. Messi. Dani Alves. Lionel Messi.
No. Cardiff.
Iniesta.
Yeah.
Because the manager said that she
Bellerin
bounce around the
nothing
place.
to do.
No
Messi
one.
back on the
Who
ball.
was it?
Alves in towards Messi and away by Gabriel.
He said he should be banned forever, didn't he? So never should be play football. He scored
Alaba.
hat-trick on his debut.
Neymar.
I mean, he's sort of good, he had pace and he was tall.
Ivan Rakitic. Messi. Alba.
MK Dons, opposite.
Messi into Neymar. And then back towards Messi. And then Messi, Ospina was there. And so was Nacho Monreal.
Again, great save by Ospina. It was through the legs of Elneny. Ospina has to get low, palms it away.
Well, Rakitic. Barcelona come again. Iniesta. Neymar. Busquets to Iniesta. Neymar on the move. Bellerin's quick, we know. And that pace was important there.
Yeah. Nice challenge by Bellerin.
Just a problem here for Ospina. He's got to tie his bootlace.
Very quick play by Messi and Neymar. Messi's always looking for him. Touched by Messi, pulls the trigger. Through the legs of Bellerin, but he's down quick. Ospina. It's another really important save. A remarkable run, isn't he, in terms of scoring, Messi. 30 goals in his last 25 matches for Barcelona. He's not got more than one game without a goal since November. He needs to sort himself out, doesn't he?
Scored in 5 straight matches before tonight. Suarez, Iniesta. There's always that element, isn't there, of Arsenal hanging on a bit when you see Barcelona around the box.
Yeah.
So a very good effort by Mathieu and Danny Welbeck's in here for Arsenal. Mascherano with work to do, and did that work. And was that the moment for Arsenal and Danny Welbeck?
What an opportunity. I felt as if Danny Welbeck probably should have had another touch, because Mascherano was always going to go to ground there. He was always lunging in. Another great opportunity, though. It shows that Arsenal are still in this game. Yes, they're dangerous at all times, Barcelona, but when they get chances like this.
Elneny's ball in, Mascherano away. Now Coquelin. Slipped by Sanchez, didn't help. Similar in many ways, isn't it, Steve, to what we saw last week with Roma against Real Madrid.
I felt he was always lunging there, Mascherano, Fletcher. If he would have another little touch, look, he's going to ground there. If he has a touch again, he's either going to go round him or he's going to bring him down. Just felt if he was a little bit more cute there, Danny Welbeck, he could have done something far more important.
Scored 3 goals in 7 matches since coming back from the knee problem, including one at the weekend against Watford. Here he is again, Welbeck. Mascherano again, the defender for Barcelona. Now Rakitic. Neymar. Messi looking to get forward. And Rakitic, here he is. And then Neymar, at the angle tight. Neymar goes the long way round, and Gabriel did the job for Arsenal.
On Saturday, when Boston were 2-0 down, half-time, good striker, got something further on. Then did a light change.
He's been sharp tonight, Neymar. I think out of the 3 forwards, he's been the star man. Messi's been okay, but not to his usual best. To be honest, I've been disappointed with Luis Suarez. His touch was deserted him this evening. I know he was involved in the goal, but he hasn't done much tonight, so
took the left back.
I need to see a lot more from him.
So acceleration from Messi. Sit back from Busquets, and then teams up Dani Alves.
It's like when you're playing games with them, 2 in the game, got them right back.
And Mascherano. Arsenal, though, working really hard to close down the Barcelona player in possession. You talked about pressing Barcelona. That was better, Steve, wasn't it, when they went three of them at the same time?
Yeah. Now here's another opportunity. See, no one closed down Busquets. Pointless three going and just being able to pop the ball out. Alves to Alba. Two fullbacks combining. Now Neymar. Messi. Neymar. Red and white wall though between the Barcelona man in possession and David Ospina's goal. They've defended well second half, Arsenal. Now Rakitic. Suarez was looking to make the run off Bellerin. Jordi Alba. Rakitic. Neymar. Lionel Messi! All he needs, isn't it? Hardly any backlift and so much power. Yeah, but it's not like him. He's way wide in the end. It was nice by Neymar yet again. Nice cushion header, but you see the shot. Just always curling away, wasn't it? It's high. Normally you associate that flying in the back of the net. Don't forget we've got a big night in Europe for you tomorrow night as well. Manchester United against Liverpool. BT Sport Europe HD from 7:30. Liverpool 2-0 up from the first leg at Anfield, and at the same time on BT Sport 1 HD and the second leg of Tottenham against Borussia Dortmund. Spurs have got to find 3 against the side second in the Bundesliga at the moment. Wonderful night tomorrow, isn't it? Really looking forward to that. Here's Ozil for Arsenal. Now Elneny. Coquelin. Sanchez. Bellerin supporting Alexis Sanchez here. And Arsenal have 5 in the box. One of them's Iwobi and Alexis Sanchez. And Busquets with the block. And another very good position work by Arsenal. Yeah. Keep building that pressure. Let's get him up. Touch by Iwobi, what Machia's doing, diving in like that. Keep building that pressure. Ozil's ball in, well fetched header. The flag had gone up against Alexis Sanchez, who was stood in an offside position anyway. Danny Welbeck wasn't offside, was he?
Beckham messaged Paul Pogba on Instagram saying welcome to the Everton.
Simple cross hit. Welbeck gets a free header on it. Because it's diverted towards Alexis Sanchez.
Murat as well.
Still plenty of time for Arsenal to get back into this. Not quite as calm and confident, is he, Luis Enrique, as he was at the start?
I was going to say, do you know what Williams' free kicks are on FIFA?
90.
Nope.
What?
He's got a winning percentage of over 80%, hasn't he, as the Barcelona manager? And
he's
won just about everything, hasn't he, since he got the job?
And
it's a bit of work to do, though, for his team in this one, and it's all down to the fact that Arsenal have played really well. Barcelona haven't quite managed to find top gear, have they? I think we've got to bring that into the discussion as well.
At times they look as if they're just going through the motions, Barcelona, as if we can step it up when we need to or if we want to. That's why you wonder if Arsenal do get on the score sheet yet again, I wonder what reaction Barcelona will have.
Probably will. Probably take
saw a shot there of Olivier Giroud, who got that hat-trick in Greece against Olympiacos to get them through to the knockout stage. I'm pretty sure that he'll have a role to play at some stage tonight, certainly if it stays like this. Here's Alba. He has to work harder, Messi. He has to work harder. Iniesta to Messi. On Neymar. Dani Alves. In it goes towards Suarez! Oh, what a finish from Luis Suarez! He's Barcelona's top scorer this season, and that's a fantastic goal. Oh, and then it comes off his shin. He controls it into the top corner. I said he's had a quiet night. He's been involved in the first, and then he goes and sticks one in the top corner like that. this season, and how he has to change his body shape to finish it.
Let's see. Seems like a double touch. What you would say is what a finish. It's off his shin. They all count, Fletch, especially when they go right in the top storm shit like that. I could watch that all day. Lovely ball by Dani Alves. You see here, tries to get his body into, just can't get his leg up, and it comes off the bottom of the shin, I think, and the goalkeeper do nothing but watch it sail into the top corner.
Well, you wonder whether that is the hammer blow to Arsenal. There's Suarez again, Koscielny with a foot in. As you say, Steve, he's not done very much at all tonight, apart from make the goal and score the next one. I mean, that's... Yeah. When you can have a quiet night and do that, you'll take it.
Well, that's the thing with this wonderful team. They just explode into action, don't they? 1 minute they're quiet and then bang, they've gone and done something fantastic.
Messi has it taken off him by Ozil. 43 goals in 42 games for Suarez this season now. Here's Alex Iwobi for Arsenal. Nacho Monreal. Goal that Barcelona have scored came at a really bad time for Arsenal, who are having a good spell themselves. Now Dani Welbeck might be in here. In the woodwork. Angle was tight. Dani Welbeck with a good opportunity there for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's just real nice movement from Dani Welbeck again. See him run across the line, kicked out by Iwobi. Great power on it. As you said, Fletch, it's just off the top of the bar. But they have had some real good opportunities. They, as Whitey and Rio was saying, they just haven't been clinical enough tonight, have they? At a time when Barcelona were just off the ball a little bit, they wanted Arsenal to be as clinical as possible. They just haven't been that way tonight.
Suarez to Messi, Coquelin in there for Arsenal. I've never seen a goalkeeper have more options than Ter Stegen when he kicks it out from the back. There are about 5 or 6 players that he can pick out. Now the crowd unhappy for a challenge on Suarez. He's stayed down. Iniesta gets on with it. Now Neymar. Coquelin defending inside his own penalty area for Arsenal. Suarez is back up on his feet. Here's Rakitic. And now Dani Alves. Messi to Iniesta. And Neymar, and then Messi. Koscielny stood his ground and had to. Here's Alexis Sanchez. Alba didn't make the tackle. But this time,
the wrong option.
The big concern for Arsenal now, Steve, is that following that Suarez goal, it's just become a little bit more open, hasn't it? Arsenal now having to commit more players forward. Dani Welbeck and Ozil are staying up a lot more, as is Sanchez, which, of course, gives so much more space for Barcelona to play through. Rakitic to Messi, laid off to Busquets, and then effortlessly to Dani Alves. Lionel Messi. Iniesta, back to Messi. Now Alba, they're queuing up in the middle. Ozil loses the ball again. Busquets took it off him. Neymar, good feet to get away from Elneny. And then into Messi! Important block, Messi again. Elneny was in there, Koscielny was in there. And then eventually the touch off Suarez gives Arsenal the chance to get the ball away.
closed down, thankfully, in the end.
Don't forget, at the conclusion of the Champions League games this week, we've got a couple of draws for you. The quarter-final draw is on Friday, 11 o'clock. BT Sport Europe HD, that's in the Champions League, and then after that, the Europa League draw, that's from noon on Friday, again on the BT Sport Europe HD. Competition that, apart from Barcelona, would be a lot more open should Bayern Munich go out tonight.
Oh yeah, they'll certainly shorten up as big favourites in the end, won't they, if Bayern do go out.
Messi to Dani Alves. Danger was spotted by Koscielny for Arsenal, and then by Mathieu for Barcelona. Here's Neymar. Crowd enjoyed that. In towards Messi. The ricochet came off Coquelin.
I think it's Neymar's personal mission to put one on a plate for Messi tonight, isn't it? Every time he cuts in, he tries to find him. I know they're close friends, but
there's a Barcelona change, and Iniesta's work is done tonight. So all that remains is to pass on the captain's armband to the best player in the world. And Sergio Roberto is coming on, who started to get a few games in the first team last season, but he's played a lot this year, hasn't he, Sergio Roberto? The next wave of Barcelona player to progress through the system and towards the first team here.
Yeah, he played at the weekend, so it's another young kid coming on.
We're also going to see a double change here from Arsene Wenger. Theo Walcott and Olivier Giroud coming off the bench. Alex Iwobi, one of the players who's going off, and Danny Welbeck, I think, is going to be the other.
Surprising that. I think Danny Welbeck and Iwobi have looked really dangerous, to be very honest. That surprised me. I know they have to gamble to a certain extent, but I thought Messi has been really disappointing tonight. Wouldn't have surprised me if he would have went off. But Danny Welbeck looked particularly dangerous.
Theo Walcott's 27 today.
Yeah.
So celebrating his birthday on the pitch here at the new camp.
Yeah, he's come on the right-hand side collection. Alexis Sanchez has gone across the far side now on the left. Olivier Giroud through the middle.
Has scored in an Arsenal shirt against Barcelona as well. Giroud has lost his form. He was scoring regularly before Christmas, but only 2 in his last 13. But
terrible. He's too lazy.
Has had a good time of it in the Champions League so far this season, and they've got to take a gamble now, Arsenal, because 17 and a half minutes remain, and they've got to start scoring goals. Here's Ozil. Real getting forward here from left back, and Javier Mascherano across for Barcelona.
He's had a good game tonight. Javier Mascherano without Piqué there. Being outstanding.
Here's Sanchez. Coquelin. They don't miss Piqué, have they? Jeremy Mathieu slotted in alongside Mascherano.
How fast is it?
Given away by Gabriel, straight to Neymar. That's where Barcelona are so dangerous in that transitional phase of the game.
4 on 4 now.
It must be that he's 6'2".
Great players. Messi to Neymar.
Sergio
Roberto.
And you've got
Suarez.
And you're really quick.
And then Rakitic.
I mean, obviously I can't say how really quick he is.
All that was lacking was the end product from Rakitic.
Really playing a game, can't really compare him, but I mean, it must be when on FIFA he's in point at 98 pace. And last year he had a 99 pace and a 90 shooting car.
Goal again.
Any Valencia on FIFA is unreal. He's got He's in form
He's
though.
gone for a different colour Parker tonight, but
He goes for 19
look to Enrique.
He's got 86 pace,
How he rolls in
80
Barcelona,
shooting,
different Parkers,
and he's got
different
85 heading.
It's obviously the waterproof
someone
that
who's
he's got on
5'9".
tonight, and he's needed it. The rain's still tumbling down here
Got
in
Inform
Barcelona.
Lukaku up front with him.
Set up for a Grand Slam finish in Munich. Lewandowski's pulled a goal back for Bayern.
86
Here's Nacho Monreal. Dani Alves in with the challenge. Arsenal forward.
2-1 Bayern.
Juventus 4-3 up at the moment. Elneny in towards Walcott. Elneny was in there, and then Walcott hits it straight at Mathieu.
He didn't hit it properly, did it, Theo Walcott?
Monreal is adjudged to a foul, Messi. Another change for Barcelona. Rakitic is coming off. And Arda Turan is coming on. Have to be patient, hasn't he, the Turkish international, to get an opportunity. Signed during the transfer embargo, so he's happy to join Barcelona, but then couldn't play for them. Made his debut on the 6th of January, so he can lay claim to being one of the catalysts for this excellent run since the turn of the year. Just shows the depth of the Barcelona squad, doesn't it, when you can take off Rakitic and send on a player like Arda Turan. Lost out here to Walcott, and he's got players supporting him, and he failed to find either Olivier Giroud or Alexis Sanchez.
He read it, the situation really well again, Javier Mascherano.
Here come Barcelona with a substitute in possession. Now Messi. Arda Turan. Gets it back from Dani Alves. Suarez. Sergio Busquets. Jeremy Mathieu. Sergi Roberto. Jordi Alba had made a little sprint down the Barcelona left. Instead it gets fed through to Suarez, who was looking to play Turan in. And Monreal. He was nibbling at him all the way, wasn't he? And the referee tried to let it go and tried to let it go, and then shows a yellow card to Arda Turan. And I'm not surprised by that.
No, it was a yellow card. I just felt Monreal should have released the ball a little bit earlier, to be honest, because Theo Walcott on the right and Olivier Giroud on the left were in really good positions. I mean, I know they've got a free kick now, but it's some way out. But he felt the contact, and you knew that he was always going to bring him down. He's had an eventful couple of minutes, hasn't he, Arda Turan? He's had about 25 touches and a yellow card.
Yeah, you call that the impact off the bench. It's not the kind of impact that Luis Enrique was necessarily looking for. Suarez with proof that even if you're a superstar here, you've still got to take your place in the defensive wall. To the free kick. Alexis Sanchez over it for Arsenal. Hits it well. Superbly saved. Giroud. Stegen again, and then Walcott. Three chances there in a matter of seconds for Arsenal. The first save by Ter Stegen from the free kick was excellent. Ozil swings it in. Giroud. And then that's going to be a goal kick. It came off Alexis Sanchez.
He's a very relaxed goalkeeper, isn't he? This is a great free kick. Simple enough save, to be very honest, Fletch. Wasn't in the top corner, was it? He should be making saves like that.
Played 2 or 3 though, hasn't he, in the context of the tie. Made a couple at the Emirates, didn't he, to deny Oxlade-Chamberlain and Giroud.
Yeah, that was a nice strong hand from the second one. He's up quick.
You want to keep your concentration if you're the goalkeeper of Barcelona, because you don't work very much.
Yeah.
The bread and butter part of goalkeeping. Been linked with a couple of Premier League clubs, hasn't he, this week? Liverpool and Manchester United.
Much to love back too, actually.
That's a good one as well. Just couldn't hit the back of the neck on the Arsenal. There'll be a lot of what ifs tonight, I think, when the Arsenal team go home. Because they've certainly had enough attempts. One more game to tell you about, coming up in the Barclays Premier League on Saturday. Lunchtime, 12 o'clock we start. Everton against Arsenal. Arsenal back in the title race and back on your screens on BT Sport. Here's Walcott. Challenge came in from Albert. And Mascherano. Heavy touch by Theo Walcott there.
Neymar to Messi. And the one pass just starts to open them up a little bit. Here's Neymar. Messi was making the run and Gabriel knew he'd got to reach it. Goes back to the point you made a few moments ago. He's desperate to free up Messi tonight, isn't
The amount of times they find each other, it's incredible. But he's been very impressive, Neymar, tonight.
And he goes. Busquets with a free header.
No idea what the Arsenal defenders were doing, Fletch. No idea. There's about 4 of them all looking at each other. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Busquets gets a free header. He actually should have buried it. Look, Gabriel, Koscielny, all just standing around watching.
Hasn't scored yet this season, Sergio Busquets, but he doesn't have to, does he, in this team?
I just leave it to the front 3. Let them get all the glory.
Yep.
Back, do they?
They're on course for 5 trophies this season, aren't they? They've already got the Super Cup and the FIFA World Club Cup. Bellerin floats it in towards Giroud, away by Mascherano and helped on by Neymar. It's like the league is all but done. They're into the final of the Copa del Rey and they're going to take all the beating in this competition too, Barcelona.
Yeah, they got Sevilla in the Copa del Rey, the last team to beat them, so maybe they'll have a little psychological edge over them, but you wouldn't have thought so. It's going to be hard stopping this team, isn't it?
Dani Alves.
They all stay fit. I think that's another remarkable thing. They've all stayed fit, haven't they? When you look at the Premier League, and every team's had a host of injuries to start then, where this team seems to play and play and play and play. They all stay fit and healthy. Remarkable.
Zana Turan. Messi.
I mean, he's on the bench. I would have him to start.
Arsenal get back to the grind of the Premier League at the weekend. They've not really responded to this tough slate of away games that they were given after Christmas. They're on the road again on Saturday against Everton. They're still going to go to West Ham, Sunderland who need points, and Manchester City as well before the season finishes.
We've got some awful fixtures. Everton, West Ham, Man City away.
Without the league title will extend to 12 years.
Last weekend when they knocked out Chelsea the FA Cup, so for Arsenal to go to the FA Cup this tournament and then not get a positive result on Saturday, what a week.
A yellow card for Olivier Giroud. I think it's safe to say with 6 minutes of normal time to go and Arsenal needed a bundle of goals that the yellow card won't stop him from playing in the next round.
It's just hand off the crease, isn't it? Yeah.
Messi. Oliver Turan's made the run to open up the space, and Nacho Monreal read it and gets the touch off the Barcelona player.
It's been a real comfortable performance, hasn't it? Like Barcelona have upset the world late. Just played within themselves. You always feel as if they could have stepped it up at any time in the game. That's why it was paramount that Arsenal got the first goal this evening to put a little bit of pressure on them. Unfortunately, it's not going to back for Barcelona.
Bellering's got Sergio Roberto tracking it here, and well, the youngster. Ozil to Bellerin. Finds Sergio Roberto there again. Busquets tried it, didn't work. He's seen the others do it tonight. Thought he'd try and get in on the act. Not really his game. There's Alexis Sanchez. Walcott's made the run, and Walcott's in here for Arsenal. Ter Stegen had committed himself and then was able to do enough. Now Ozil. Coquelin.
Not sure there. Yeah, Monreal to his left. There's the forward. Talk about those little bits of quality. That's Messi's first touch or Neymar's first touch. It's touching in the back of the net. He'll just let it get away from him there.
Well, a couple of goals last week, Walcott, but he's another one in the Arsenal team who's lost the touch in front of goal recently. Here's Messi. Neymar was on the move. Nacho Monreal was in there for Arsenal. And Giroud. Mascherano can bring it away. They've got themselves in a position now, Barcelona as well, and they can save themselves essentially for the big Champions League ties with the cushion they've got in La Liga. And the fact they've only really got the El Clasico against Real Madrid that you would describe as a tough game left. Neymar should have got it through to Suarez. Messi will pick up the pieces. Messi! There's the exclamation point. And Barcelona's little magician with yet another goal.
He's given the crowd something to cheer about. They get a bit of fortune actually. See that pass there, and it squares out to Messi. Neymar was trying to give it to Suarez. Bounces back finally. Gives it to Messi. You always knew what he was thinking about. He was thinking about that. Just being stood up. Just couldn't do enough. Gets a fingertip. Just couldn't do enough. Knew what he wanted to do. But again, that's them from Arsenal giving the ball away. Fletch again.
Fantastic finish. Makes it look so easy, doesn't it? 3 for Barcelona and a goal apiece for the big 3. 3 in the tie for the best on the planet.
Didn't like to say before. He had 3 between them every single game, didn't he?
Yeah, he called it, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Arsenal just need to win 6-3, that was the only problem.
The feeling as well when you come to the Nou Camp that the crowd aren't happy unless they go away having seen a Messi goal, and certainly the way they celebrated the fact that he'd added another one to the tally. Moves it a little bit nearer to Cristiano Ronaldo on the all-time list as well.
Now he's shooting 40-yard cross-field passes.
A game like this break it down as much as you want to. You can try and analyse the tie. Barcelona have just been too good over 2 games. It's as simple as that. I'm not sure there's an awful lot that Arsenal could have done about it.
I don't think there's an awful lot that anybody can do about it, to be honest. Whenever they want to turn it on and get the job done, they do. And it's going to be nigh on impossible for any team over 2 legs home and away to stop them.
Boys were talking before the match and said it was important that Arsenal came here and gave a performance tonight, though, and they've done that, haven't they? They've not come here and rolled over and been embarrassed.
Oh, no, they've made good chances this evening. As you said, we just wanted them to score that first goal to really lift the game as a whole and put a bit of pressure on Barcelona. But
there's Neymar. Barcelona looking for another one. Sergio Roberto, Neymar. In there, no foul. They've actually scored 4 or more in a game 16 times this season. Barcelona. Here's Walcott coming the other way for Arsenal. Alexis Sanchez.
Yet another really good opportunity. Giroud does well. Lays it off to Alexis Sanchez, he just can't get it on target.
Walcott swings it in towards Lauren Koscielny to Stegen with a punch away.
Like a cavalry now, Fletch.
Here comes the counter. Led by Neymar.
It's fast.
Bellerin comes across and gets a foot in.
He's done really well after actually Hector Bellerin.
And late drama in Munich, by the way. Thomas Muller's equalised, so it's 2-2 on the night, 4-4 on aggregate. They've both got 2 goals away from home. But Arsenal's journey in the Champions League ends at the last 16 for the 6th year in a row. Barcelona cruise into the last 8. Their 38th game unbeaten. Their 9th win in a row in all competitions.
Like, subscribe, bye.